I dedicate all my past suffering to the enlightenment of all beings. Shamatha strengthens the mind. Something happens to the mind when you allow it to settle. It gains strength. That's so true. We can receive blessings from a teacher even if he is far away and not physically near. Watch corpses on the internet to appreciate the precious human birth. The power of the wheel day begins one or two days before and continues for a few days after. Visualization is your emotion. Forget the internet. Lie down on the floor. Rest in the nature of mind and listen to teachings is great. Lie down on the floor. Rest in the nature of mind. Listen to teachings is great for chronic fatigue syndrome. Play music and headphones. Keeps mind held, supported in the play music and headphones. Keeps mind held, supported in the present. Helps the cognitive functioning. Something happens to the mind when you allow it to settle. It gains strength. A single spark of merit is worth more than a mountain of effort. A single spark of merit is worth more than a mountain of effort. That's a really good. Mirror neurons. Brain maps the minds of the person you are focusing on. That I need to cut out. That's a good one. A single spark of merit is worth more than a mountain of effort. Practice really is noticeably, tremendously much more powerful when in Tetra Square, head is looking down at the floor, resting in the nature of mind, Dzogchen meditation, than using Dzogchen state. Then using Dzogchen state to provide the grip focus in order to see, feel, visualize into the space of practice. Cold, shower, hot drink, warmth. Right. I noticed when I was practicing with many people close in proximity to me, right in front of me, was more powerful, more intense. Because of their presence. You can't feel the space because the car park is full. You need to move cars out to create more space. Think of beings first before you think of the effect you want to get for yourself alone. Two important things: read, rest, regent, mandala, read, rest, the regent, mandala offering, sock merit. Build neurons, mirror neurons. What are you watching? Any sleep before midnight is good sleep, increases long life. Any sleep before midnight is good sleep. Any sleep before midnight is good sleep. It increases long life. Go to bed at 10 p.m, rise at 5:30. When you are about to do something positive, check your motivation carefully. If it is good, then act. If not, change it and infuse it with bodhicitta, or postpone it until later. Any sleep before midnight is good sleep. Any sleep before midnight is good sleep. Increases long life. Go to bed at 10 p.m. Rise at 5:30 p.m. When you're about to do something positive, check your motivation carefully. If it is good, act. If not, change it and infuse it with. If not, change it and infuse it with bodhicitta. If it is good, act. If not, change it and infuse it with bodhicitta. If it is good, then act. If not, change it and infuse it with bodhicitta, or postpone it until later. Any sleep before midnight is good. Any sleep before midnight is good sleep. Increases long life. I didn't know that. Yeah. Serving someone who is on retreat, supporting them, you get the same merit. You like it at Prince Regent because there is an external natural noise water which helps the mind to rest. Therefore, you need to create the same atmosphere at home. Each being receives dedication. Each being receives the totality of your merit. Each one gets all of it. And that's fantastic. You always think you're so clever coming off your meds, but it's thanks to your meds that you can practice. But it's thanks to your meds that you can practice through mind training. 85% of all the stuff you worry about turns out to be 85% of all the stuff you worry about turns out to be not true. Wearing a pollution mask and chanting Vajraguru mantra, really good for CFS illness, pushing out the risings. Studying the Dharma Studying the Dharma, wearing a pollution mask and chanting Vajraguru mantra, really good for CFS illness, really good for chronic fatigue syndrome illness, pushing out the risings. Studying the Dharma is as meritorious as practice. That's pretty amazing, isn't it? You've tried to come off amitriptyline so many times in our same person, and each time you cause yourself so much suffering. It's not worth it again. When doing mind training, make sure the brain understands completely what you are saying in English. Therefore, repeat. Think outside the box. Visualize outside the box. The lady went for a walk and listened to teachings, helped clear her mind. She listened to teachings again and again, and slowly it transformed her mind. When you listen to the teachings, Rinpoche is there. You don't have to invoke. When you listen to teachings, Rinpoche is there. You don't have to invoke him. He's there. So when you listen to teachings, Rinpoche is there. You don't have to invoke him. Listening to teachings, he is there. You don't have to recite a mantra. Listening to teachings, he is there. You don't have to recite a mantra. Just listening to teachings, he is there with all of his wisdom and compassion, and you are blessed by his Vajra speech. And that's a really it's really good, important. This suffering I am enduring, this headache I have, is purifying the numerous evil deeds of beings in other realms, such as the Vajra hell. This suffering I am enduring, this headache, is purifying the numerous evil deeds of beings in other realms, such as the Vajra hell. Every day I rejoice in the merits of Sogyam Rinpoche Dan Karin. May all beings' thoughts arising from attachment and aversion. May all beings' thoughts arising from attachment and aversion, bewilderment. Don't know what that is. Had a float in the flotation tank. Afterwards, listening to the radio, bringing strong sense of. Had a float in the flotation tank. Afterwards, listening to the radio, bringing strong sense of company and comfort, as well as good focus for your CFS brain. Replacing negative self-talk with voices and music. Listening to radio teachings and go walking in the park. Listening to radio teachings and go. Listening to the radio teachings and go walking in the park in the evening. Go walking in the park in the evening, great for CFS. He truly was pleased to see me. I'm so pleased you're here. And I've got a Paris teaching for you. Studying the Dharma is as powerful. Studying the Dharma is as powerful and meritorious. Studying the Dharma is as powerful and meritorious as practice. As well as good focus for CFS brain. Tell brothers is the great practice. Alison, to help others is the great practice of bodhicitta, but I do understand you have to pace yourself with them and see yourself as a friend, you need to look after too. So don't give them up, but learn to create certain boundaries, and also learn to just be present with them. But don't get caught up and so involved. with them. Make space between yourself and them. Remember, it's all illusory, and the suffering comes from taking everything as real. Take deep breaths, be with them, but don't get over-responsible. Use that time with them as practice. Use that time with them as practice of being present, but not. Use that time with them as practice of being present, but not caught up in the stories. Make time for yourself. It's okay to say no at times. Then when you have relaxed, rested and centered, you can be there for them. Just change your approach from inside. You appear the same, but inside you are free from the stories. Hope that helps. That's a very good one from Alison, which I'm going to cut out. All the shit you've been through, all the past suffering, you can offer it to all the Buddhas. All the shit I've been through in the past, all the past suffering, all the past bad memories, all of it I offer to all the Buddhas so I can be free of it. And I dedicate it to the enlightenment of all beings. What helped me the most was letting go about worrying about yourself. That's why voluntary work is so good. Okay, so all that we've done, all that. Maybe sometimes there is no way other than walking meditation to transform the situation. Walking helps with cognitive formation. So trying to transform the mind while sitting could be very difficult, or could possibly work while sitting in a place with lots of people. The outer activity gives the mind something to hook into. Bringing focus into practice, bringing faces into practice, friends, family, even different causes, all depressed beings, all those beings who died in tsunami, all disabled beings, those with ME, working with visualization improves concentration. Great. Working with visualization improves concentration. Great merit comes from helping the masters, partaking in their efforts to benefit beings, assisting them, serving them. Great merit and simply even just rejoicing in the master's merit and activity. It means always being determined to complete any practice that is difficult to do, whatever the circumstances. Practice like this, and in doing so, you will acquire a tremendous amount of merit through your patience, diligence, and effort. So always being determined to complete, it means always being determined to complete any practice that is difficult to do, whatever the circumstances. Practice like this, and in doing so, you will acquire a tremendous amount of merit through your patience and effort. And I suppose, through enduring through tremendous suffering, coming out the other end is extremely meritorious. Recall all your past experiences to inspire you to get out of bed, to not waste time and to not procrastinate. In the morning, regret and confess any bad acts during the night, or dedicate any positive merit. And arouse bodhicitta, thinking, today I will do whatever good I can and avoid evil as much as possible, so that all infinite beings may attain precious bodhicitta enlightenment. At night, examine yourself and dedicate any good you did. Confess any bad and vow not to repeat it. How terrible I have been. I have just been destroying myself. Practice is not going to be powerful unless you have... Practice is not going to be powerful unless you have settled. Practice is not going to be powerful unless you have settled and stabilized your mind. Yeah, because if you just dive into it, CFS loves alternation. CFS loves to read words, CFS loves to read words, see nourishing words, food for the brain. Studying held with bodhicitta really is powerful. Studying held with bodhicitta really is powerful as powerful as practices. Also, everyday normal events also held with bodhicitta is also powerful. Also, everyday events also held with bodhicitta is also powerful. Stop in your tracks, reassess and proceed. Like that one, keep that one going on. Do not place hopes for realization, but practice all your life. Idle talk includes giving Dharma to someone who does not want to listen or who is not a proper vessel. Positive negative acts in relation to our parents, people who have helped us. Positive or negative acts in relation to our parents, people who have positive or negative acts in relation to our parents, people who have helped us, those sick or suffering. Those positive negative acts in relation to our parents, to people who have helped us, to those sick or suffering, just looking are much more powerful. Just looking at an image of Guru Rinpoche, so Guru Rinpoche is Guru Yoga. Just looking at an image of Guru Rinpoche, so Guru Rinpoche is Guru Yoga, merging our minds. Those who follow me will always have good. Those who follow me will always. Those who follow the Buddha will always have good food and shelter. Those who follow me will always have good food and shelter. So I don't know if I'm going to do the other one because